Good evening, good morning. Hello, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, the CIA, and this is Cosmic Connections for the week. And tonight, I would like to talk not only about the full moon that's going to be taking place on Saturday, peaking on Saturday, the 3rd, but also the anticipatory feelings and the countdown towards the full moon, because we're going to be technically in gibbous starting tomorrow. So we're going to talk about those two charts, and we always do our spiritual messages as well. So if you're new to Cosmic Connections, welcome. And if you've been here before, a big hello and a big hug. So tonight, I think I want to talk about stress. Anyone stressed out there? Anyone feeling the anticipatory feeling of this full moon and feeling a little overwhelmed? That's been a really big theme with my clients this week, and moi as well. And there's no particular reason for it. Astrology is so much more than, well, in my humble opinion, astrology helps us map out and helps us understand the bigger matrix so we can understand our feelings and the up and downs, the up and down experiences of emotions that take place on a daily basis and certainly on a monthly basis as well. So keeping track of the moment by moment. So every gibbous cycle, we're not quite at gibbous technically, but every time we get closer and closer to the full moon, we may be reflecting the message of that particular full moon. There's 12 different types of full moons. This one is about truth. It's about cognition. It's about getting to the bottom of something. It's about feeling overwhelmed. It's about our to-do list. We may be feeling very stressed out, trying to get everything done, everything accomplished. And ultimately, it's about networking and communication. So a couple of questions for the week. Have you been trying to get in touch with someone and you've been falling short? Have you been having difficulties getting in touch with an important person to you? Number one. Number two, have you been feeling cognitively overwhelmed? And well, if you're in Western New York, it might be because it's been 80 degrees, and I'm not an 80-degree girl at all by any stretch of the imagination. Some people really don't like heat. Anyway, I know the indulgences to my Florida friends, but it's not the heat. It's not the age or your age or my age, but it's the anticipatory feeling of the opposition between Gemini and Sagittarius. All right. Anxiety moon, Elise. Thank you for that feedback. You just found a little copper penny and patina color in the river with the number 114. And looked it up. The asteroid was Cassandra. Caroline, that's a cool story. Yes, there are asteroids named Cassandra. I love it. That is so cool. You've been crabby today. You are allowed, Brenda, because I've never seen you crabby. Oh, my goodness. You don't like the heat either, Joni. Okay. Let's go up and visit Iceland. Hi there, friends. Hi, Leslie. So many upsets and lots of tension. Happy June to you, Sam. Yes. Hello, everybody. Hello, Olivia from Australia. Scorpio here. You're one of my soul sisters. I'm a Scorpio here, too. Stressed, yes. Okay. You're in good company. If you're feeling the stress, let's just join in the stress pool. And remember, stress doesn't necessarily have to mean a negative either. It can mean just that anticipatory energy of cognitively trying to balance. That's what the full moons are designed for. We go to the opposite sign, right? That's the full moon's going to be in Sagittarius. The sun is in Gemini. And Gemini is data points. Gemini is thinking, speaking, and networking. And Sagittarius packs it all in and comes up with the results. Gemini is the forensic police officer getting data at the scene. The judge is the Sagittarius. There's all sorts of archetypes we can add to the Gemini Sagittarius polarity, which we are experiencing, my friends. So look to where Sagittarius and Gemini falls in your chart. But in the meantime, we have the gibbous moon. And both moons are really super interesting. So let's add some slides here. Okay, full moon in Sagittarius. Isn't that pretty graphic? Thank you, AI. Oh, did you hear? I'll probably talk about that next week. I'll probably be talking about it for 20 years, actually. That AI is now officially one of the most existential threats to mankind, to humankind, that's been touted about online. So I don't know. Let's not fill our heads with negativity, okay? There's AI out there. There's always been some form of artificial intelligence. Spiritualists call it spirits, but we'll get back to that some other time. All right, the gibbous moon starts on June 1st. Happy June. At 3:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the Sabian symbol is an official embassy ball. Now, the interpretation of that is what you do at a ball. You get dressed up and you act like you got it going on. It's an embassy ball, for heaven's sakes. That means, international relations. And so the interpretation of the symbol is display. What are you displaying between now and June 3rd? What are you putting on your finery and trying to put your best face forward and let people think what they will, but you're fine. You're fine. Well, the gibbous moon, of course, is Scorpio. And there's nothing more private and more subterranean than Scorpio energy. So the Scorpio moon is playing around with Pluto. It's kind of squaring Pluto. It's the moon. Pluto is squaring the nodes fairly exactly, by the way. The nodes are still in Taurus and Scorpio until the middle of July. And so we are feeling this anticipatory feeling that something's going to happen. It's going to be big. I've been hearing people talk like that. Something's going to happen. Something's in the wind. Now, it might be just in your little neck of the woods, your home, your family, your community, but there does seem to feel as though there's something is in the air that's going to be, well, how do we get through that? We breathe. Gemini is the sign of the lungs. We network, we read. Sagittarius is our philosophical and religious beliefs. We want to balance out with Sagittarius. Know the truth, meditate, and do some breathing when you're doing the meditation. Pluto is opposite Black Moon Lilith. I love that combination. Pluto gets down and dirty and gets the pit of Hades, and Black Moon Lilith is outside of the garden because she was a bad little girl. So, well, that's one interpretation. You know what she did. Well, anyway, Pluto opposite Black Moon Lilith. We are cringing to find the truth about something. Vesta's conjunct Uranus. The old way of doing our spirituality might not be working. We might want to spruce it up, spice it up a little bit. We might want to pray differently. We might want to do our ritual differently. We want to do it. Jupiter conjunct the North Node. Jupiter says, hey, get back on your path. No worries. You have to have the optimism of tomorrow. Where we find Jupiter, we find optimism. So, yeah, AI is a problem. But you know what? We humans are great. We're going to figure it out. They can't be smarter than us. We're not going to experience the grand singularity, even though they've been talking about that for 30 years. Anyway, we finally get to the full moon. Then we can exhale, friends. Think of the gibbous cycle, which we're going to be going on tomorrow until the 3rd, as, holding your breath and anticipating something big happening. But our psychic centers are very strong. During gibbous, it's a magical time. We're able to connect with our spiritual GPS. We're able to connect with our intuition on a stronger level. Watch your dreams between now and the 3rd, because they're going to give you a lot more specific subjective guidance that me or anyone else, no one else can give you. It's your own psyche. Once we get to the full moon, I love the Sabian symbol. It's the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx. And having been up close and personal with both, I can tell you those are images, archetypal, powerful, architectural images for all mankind. The timelessness and the power inherent in those monuments. Well, it's interpreted, according to Mark Evan Jones, it's the power of spiritual alchemy. No matter what, there's an alchemical process that's happening with this full moon. It's combining the data points of Gemini with the wisdom of Sagittarius, and we're coming into balance, and it equals wisdom as opposed to feeling overwhelmed. So look for some wisdom nuggets inspiring you on the light of the full moon, especially after 11:42 on the 3rd. Meanwhile, Neptune is trining Psyche. Ta-da! Neptune's the unconscious. Psyche is psychic awareness. And it's also trining Black Moon Lilith, where you get to the bottom of something that's very deep and very intense in our own lives, and maybe outside in the grand scheme of things. It's a grand trine in water, and water, it just attracts our psychic meters in such a beautiful way. It's a beautiful psychic full moon. Then we have Neptune sextile Vesta, grounding our intuition, grounding our spiritual beliefs into practice. And Saturn, the authority figure, is in conjunct Mars. Maybe we're not really going to comply or obey the authority structure somewhere in our lives because of this full moon, because any authority doesn't measure up to the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx, the power of spiritual alchemy. Just some thoughts. And then I thought, wow, this is not the biggest story I could have picked tonight. There's lots of secrets to be revealed, but it's kind of an entertaining story, truly. And it's not happening this weekend. It's happening the following weekend, and you all can be a part of it. There's going to be a press conference on right after, at 2 p.m. It's right there. I can read it. 2 p.m. on June 12th, being streamed live from the U.S. National Press Club, when there's going to be testimony from disclosure people. You may be familiar with Dr. Stephen Gear, right? Founder of the Disclosure Project. And there'll be others, several top secret government whistleblowers who will be present and telling us compelling testimony that the U.S. and probably other countries have been complicit in working with off-planet beings. It's going to be pretty fascinating. It happens under this full moon, which happens to be falling on, ta-da, are you ready for the punchline? Right on the U.S.'s Sibley chart. The U.S. of A. has a Sibley chart from Alexander Sibley, an astrologer from London, England, who apparently guided the founding fathers on when to start signing the Declaration of Independence. True story. It's not always in our history books. It's a true story. Well, anyway, it's at 13 degrees, my friends. The full moon's at 13 degrees of Sagittarius, which is the rising sign of the U.S.'s chart. I should have put that up there too. You know, I'm feeling a little guilty. Because I really wanted to do a class tomorrow, because I usually do classes on Thursdays. But I was too stressed. I had too much to do. I mean, do you know how hard it is to try to do spring cleaning in my house? Do you have any idea? There's so much clutter. There's so much organization to be done. And I do want to plant some flowers. And I got some of the flowers planted. Listen to me. I'm not complaining. I'm being terribly whiny right now. But anyway, we all have our problems. That's the very least of it. I know some people are having some extreme difficulties during this full moon countdown time, especially if you're mutable. Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, and of course, Gemini. So the mutability is being really activated, dear friends. Okay, I'm going to check the hellos and big hellos and love to you all. Hi, Kat and Teresa and Carrie and Leslie, Joanne. Welcome everybody. I'm seeing some new names. And thank you for the sharing, Paula. Thank you for the sharing. I'm going to do my little drawing for Mary's a Virgo. She says, tell me about it. Okay. So just please remember, dear friends, You don't have to be a Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Sagittarius to feel overwhelmed, but you have all those parts somewhere in your chart. So check it out and check out where 13 degrees of Sagittarius falls in your chart, because that's the relief at 11:42 on Saturday evening. And you go, I can exhale and I get some wisdom. Again, watch your dreams, and use the Sagittarius word that's inherent to Sagittarius, which is hope, right? Tomorrow is always going to be a better day. So this is the hope for tomorrow. And how interesting that one of the biggest mysteries of mankind ever, testimony about you, I'm going to say UFOs, it's just easier to remember, but off-planet beings and so forth. And some of their networking with us humans are going to be broadcast out. So please listen to that. And I know I will be on Monday at 2 p.m., not this Monday, the following Monday. All right, so this is where all this lovely full moon revealing and disclosure is going on in your charts. If you are Aries or Aries rising, be aware that you may be able to tune into the inner child, your inner creativity, and the stuff that gives you joy. You know, sometimes we're so preoccupied with the tasks at hand that we sometimes forget that inner child and how we can play. So if you're an Aries or Aries rising, please use this full moon energy on the weekend to say, this is what gives me joy. This is what gives me pleasure. I want to resurrect, playing pinochle. I want to start doing tiddlywinks, whatever gives you joy, resurrect it, Aries. If you are Taurus or Taurus rising, pay attention to how you are taking care of yourself, your health care, your movement, your diet, your exercise. Take care of yourself first, and so you can feel like you're a pillar and a rock to others. But take care of yourself by the light of the full moon. It will give you inspiration. If you're Gemini, the attention will be on your partner or partners, how you can become a better partner to them, how you can elicit the best of your sweethearts. A partnership is a very sacred pact, right? Ideally, we bring out the best in someone. So it's your job, Gemini, to do that for your significant other or others. For Cancer or Cancer rising, remember the US of A is a Cancer country. It's about power. The full moon is storing up power, secrets, and old manipulations that need to be released. So that's true for all you Cancers out there. If you're Cancer rising, that may affect you as well. It's shining in your 8th house, the 8th house of intense power and transformation. If you're Leo or Leo rising, thoughts of travel, thoughts of being able to get off the here and now track and go beyond and above, and perhaps planning that next trip or communicating something new, teaching, preaching, whatever. For our Leos, that's what the full moon is asking you to communicate your truth. For Virgo or Virgo rising, the full moon is triggering your sense of responsibility in the outer world, especially regarding career. If you're not getting the fulfillment and feedback and, joy of being in the world, you can shift that up and get inspired to take a new tact. That's for our Virgos. For Libra, it's all about the friends. The full moon is reminding you that you haven't been a great friend lately because you've been so preoccupied with this overwhelm. So if you're Libra, pay attention to ways to create some more social events in your life. Get in touch with those people that are near and dear to you, but perhaps you haven't had a chance to be with. Scorpio, this is the time to get in touch with your inner self through meditation and prayer and retreat. And yes, the best tact for the Scorpio or Scorpio rising this weekend is to hide, all right? Just to go within, be quietly aware of who you are. It's the 12th house. For Sagittarius, all eyes are on you at this full moon. You're stepping into your own power and charisma and humor and generosity. So it's going to be a really great weekend for the Sagittarians, I think. But leading up to it, tension. For the Capricorn, it's about the money. It's about the way you are presenting yourself in the world to create abundance. If you're pleased with what you're doing for financial security, you can change things up with the inspired thoughts that are being levied by that full moon, Capricorn. For Aquarius, it's about your thinking. Change your thoughts, change your life. So Aquarius, you may be looking at ways to become more positive, more optimistic, and more clever, perhaps, more sarcastic. That's always a good trait for the Aquarians, but it's a good time for communicating, not just to others, but within yourself. For our beautiful Pisces, it's a great time for you to think about where you want to live. Now, I'm not saying you have to move by the full moon, but you might envision a new place to live, or you might envision your home to be more tidy or rearranged or something. It's home improvement time, in other words, for our Pisces friends. Or if it's not the physical structure, it's the family structure, how to have a closer, more authentic relationship with your family members, Pisces. All right, friends, thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. I really appreciate you sharing this on your sites. And I'm going to pick a winner of the Lunar Lights Club. And if you don't get your material right away, it's probably because A, I don't have your email address or your birth information, or B, I don't have your email address or your birth information. So you know how to contact me. I hope. Just, private message me. So the winner tonight is Cassie Pierce. I haven't seen you in here tonight, Cassie, but you are our winner because you have shared this webcast in process. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, friends. Thank you for being here. And I hope you have a fantastic full moon of revelation. That's what the full moon's about. It's revealing some secrets, whether it be the press club in Washington, D.C. about UFOs, or whether it be secrets about your innermost goals or dreams within yourself. Secrets is the expression by Saturday night. So again, I think it's a good time to pay attention to those dreams of ours, myself included. This morning, I talked to my daughter and she talked to me and we said this. We had a great dream last night. It was so rich. Can't remember any of it. Secret to remembering dreams. You got to want to do it. You have a little notepad next to your bed or your phone, and then you talk into the phone on the voice recorder. And it sounds like someone else's words because you often are, still in dreamland. But those are some techniques that I'm going to try that I give to people as well. Let's do some spiritual messages. To do that, just sit back and relax. It's very random. I close my eyes, say a prayer, and I pick two, and I hope you get picked. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light and truth, inspiration and healing for the highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. And the person I'm picking first is Linda Rainey. Would you like a message? Linda Rainey, are you here, darling? Linda Rainey, please say yes if you're here. Okay. Your name hasn't come up, so perhaps you left the room, and that's okay. I'll pick another person, and if Linda's not back, I'll pick a third person. So closing my eyes, next person I come to is John Breland. Hello, John. You're never late, always on time. All of you are. You can. This format is something great, right? Because we can come and go as we want. John, I'm with you. And as I'm tuning into your energy, John, this evening, the first thing I'm becoming aware of is it's interesting. It's someone in spirit. I believe this is someone. I don't think it's your father. I think it may be an uncle or a friend of the family, and he's wearing those like really strong overalls that you might wear when you are doing kind of mucky and difficult work in the outdoors. They might be even rainproof, like you're drudging out a lake or a pond, and you're wearing these really heavy canvas and then vinyl on the outside types of uniform, as it were. I'm not getting, I'm getting an sound to this individual's name. It could be a first or last name with an M or an N sound. I'll let you try to figure that out as I go on with the message. What he's telling me is that you're doing a lot of dredging of your own life right now, but it's not in the material world. You're dredging things up and you're letting things go. It's almost like you're doing a rotor-rooter on your soul and on your past. And, sometimes we do detoxification diets or something, right? We detoxify during the change of the seasons. You're doing that right now during this change of your life. And he's very pleased with your diligence in releasing and letting go of some of the guilt and shame things that you carry. So you're freer to enjoy the world and enjoy your creativity. He's talking about creativity with you, John. And I don't know if this individual, this gentleman in spirit, he had creativity with his hands. It wasn't just about fixing things, but maybe he whittled wood or something. I don't know. But he's saying that you have very, very many forms of creativity. A lot of that is with your mind and with words, and whether it be writing or doing lyrics or poetry or something like this, John. But I'm very happy to say that whatever I'm picking up about you doing this inner soul cleansing, it's being acknowledged by this lovely gentleman in spirit. And I leave that with many blessings to you. And I'm glad you say it's spot on. Okay. Hi, Linnell. Hi, Tara. I have an idea for us. I have a great idea. So maybe we could talk tonight, even by phone. Isn't that cool? Tara is another wonderful agent with the CIA. Did I say that I'm an agent? And if you're not a member of the CIA, please consider Cosmic Intelligence Agency. It's a wonderful resource across the planet. I mean, we have got great astrologers from all over wanting to serve and facilitate learning in astrology. And Tara is one of them. Okay, one more, because our friend did not come back. I don't think she did. You're welcome. All right. All right. And so, okay, Mary Taravella, Mary Taravella, are you here, darling? I picked you. Mary. Yes, the best astrologer at the CIA. Great, Mary. Thank you for being here. I happen to know you. I happen to know your chart. At least I know you're a Virgo, but I'm tuning into your mom. Your mom's coming in here, and she's coming in with a great deal of excitement about the way you're using her recipes, but making adjustments to the ingredients. I think you have a recipe book of your mom's, and you have some old, very quality baking implements from mom. And she's saying that she's getting a kick out of you kind of rearranging some of the old ingredients and putting in more healthful ingredients as you're experimenting. And she says cooking was baking, especially for your mom, was always a soothing, creative act of love. And she says that's the same thing with you. And you still give away a lot of your handiwork in terms of maybe especially at the school or with neighbors. She's saying to me that you may have had a lot of concern. I don't know if you have 3 kitties or not, but I'm getting 3 cats with you, Mary. But you may have been concerned about one kitty in particular most recently, and he inexplicably, it's a he, felt better, like he was having some cat coughs and upchucking or something. But now he's all better, and he's saying that your mom is saying that you always have, I guess we would call it healing touch for the cats. And I just want to acknowledge that to you, that your ability to connect with animals is profound and is extremely healing. As we approach the summer, this is going to be a different summer for you this year. It's going to be one when you are really honing in on fun and connecting with some old friends and doing things a little different. It's not going to be a dutiful summer. It's going to be more of a relaxing summer. And I'm feeling a trip towards the end of the summertime for Mary, a significant trip. And I'll leave that with God's blessings. All right. I hope your kitty's feeling better, because I'm really feeling the kitty was going to feel better after I was tuning with your mom, Mary. Okay. And good. So you're very welcome, dear. And thank you all for being here. And we'll see you next week. And let's share our dreams that we've received after the weekend. Okay. So have a blessed full moon in Sagittarius, the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx, the eternal messages of wisdom that are on this planet. Those two architectural wonders are two of them. And we can connect with spiritual alchemy. If we're trying to make some changes in our spirit, the full moon is going to give us a little bit of a inspired GPS, some instructions. That's my hope. That's my thought. So good night and have a great week. Big love.